All right, 31-Q40. According to the information in the table above, which of the following statements is true if both countries have the same number of workers? This is classic comparative advantage problem. So let's do this. Produce. Okay, so it's an output problem. Let's look at this. 100 units. Country K can do 100 units here or 300 here. That means the opportunity cost here instead of here would be 3, and then this would be 1. Or that looks 1/3. Sorry, 1/3. That's what I meant. And then here could have produced 2, and then it should be 1/2 here. And then you look at the smaller number. This is the smaller number, and then this is the smaller number. So B has comparative advantage in manufacturing goods, and A has an advantage in service goods. So let's look at that. Country A has let's look at this. No, E is wrong. Country A is both absolute and comparative manufacturing. No. Country A has absolute advantage in manufacturing goods. Yes. But a comparative advantage in service goods. Yes. B looks correct there. Because it has more for 100, so it has an absolute advantage in that. But in manufacturing, but it has a comparative advantage in service goods. So yeah, should be B. 32. All right. So let's look at 32. Which of the following would most likely result in a decrease in equilibrium price of oranges? Okay. So the weather during this orange growing season is not as good as it was last year. The price of apples, substitute oranges, higher. No, that would just help oranges. New studies suggest that oranges contain... Okay, that will decrease the demand and decrease the price as well. So this is looking pretty good. The weather during this orange growing season is not as good. That doesn't do anything to the price, though. So I'll just... And then a tree-killing fungus... Or it could, actually. But this is better because this is actively people getting less of this. Whereas here, they still want oranges, right? So I like C already. D, tree-killing fungus spreads the orange. Or again, this is the same problem with A. Doesn't actually decrease the demand for oranges. Firms in the orange industry launch an effective advertising. No, that would help oranges. All right, next, 33. If a severe drought destroys a significant portion of the peanut crop and peanut farmers' revenues increase, which of the following is true over the observed range of prices? So destroys a significant portion of the peanut crop. Peanut farmers' revenues increase. All right, so if you decrease the crop and then their revenues increase, that means their price increased because they have less and their revenue increased. That's a total revenue test, so it's got to be price inelastic, because if it was elastic, their total revenue would actually decrease. So it should be price inelastic. The demand, by the way, it doesn't work for supply, this total revenue test. So then it's C. 34. Promoters of a rock group know that if they charged $8 a ticket, 400 people would buy tickets for a concert. And if they charged $4 a ticket, 800 people would buy tickets. They decreased the price by 4, and they had a double over this price demand for... Okay, well, for this, we can clearly see that it is elastic in some way because you have a change that is more... or actually not more. You divided it by 2 and you multiplied it by 2. Oh, so having the ticket price causes a double in the ticket, exactly the same proportion change. So it's got to be unit elastic. Yeah. You could do the percent change thing. You'll get like 50% change over 50% change, and you just get 1, which means unit elastic. 35. Assume that people like onions on their hamburgers. If the supply of hamburgers decreases, the demand for onions will most likely should be D. They're complements, and if you have less supply of one, you'll have less demand for the other. 36. If labor is the only variable input in the production process, the short-run marginal cost curve is upward sloping because which of the following occurs as more and more labor is added? Let's see. Should be D. Output increases at a decreasing rate, and thus the cost of producing each additional unit of output increases. Yeah, it would not. The cost of producing each additional output doesn't decrease. Then you would just keep adding a unit of output. So it should be D. All right. 37. At a firm's current rate of output, the marginal cost is $65. The average variable cost is $35. The average fixed cost is $30, and the product price is $65. Which of the following statement is true for the firm? This just looks like graphing it. Or not even graphing it, but just taking a look. MC is 65, AVC 35, AFC 30, product price is 65. So product price equals MC. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, MC equals MR. Cool. And it is above the AVC, so it's not going to shut down. Okay. And it's above. Okay, so let's see. AVC plus AFC equals ATC, so you 65. So it's ATC equals its MC. So we're going to have 0 profit. So it's going to be between A and E. And marginal revenue equals marginal cost? No, because price equals at ATC. Yeah, that's literally why. All right. 38. The graph above shows the short-run cost curves of a firm in a perfectly competitive market. Which of the following are true at the firm's profit-maximizing output level? All right, let's look at it. Marginal cost. And then price here. MC equals MR. This is the price. And, well, quantity as well. Above ATC, above AVC, it's going to make the price exceeds ATC. Well, yes, does. Economic profits are 0. No. It's making, oh, sorry, it's making more than that. So it should be an X. Marginal cost equals at ATC. No, it doesn't. ATC is here. Marginal cost is not equal to ATC. New firms are likely to enter the market. Yes, because there is profit. So in the long run, yeah. So 1 and 4 should be C. All right, 2 more questions. Which of the following describes an oligopolistic market? Many sellers with identical products and no barriers to entry. No, there's barriers to entry. Many sellers each with no. Few competing sellers with similar products and high barriers of entry. I like C. That is literally what it is. A few competing sellers of identical products. And no barriers is wrong. No competition among sellers and high barrier. No, there is competition. All right. And it's C. So 40, last one. Payoff matrix. Let's look at this. Okay, so it's a game theory. Baseline information assuming no cooperation. Which of the following statements is true? All right. UA has this and this. UB, okay, UA has this and this. UB has this and this. All right. So if UB does this, UA will go here. So I'll do this. And then if UB does this, UA will also go this. So this is UA's dominant strategy. So this is automatically wrong, A, because there's literally dominant strategy. And then let's look at what UB dominant strategy is. If UA does this, UB will go here. If UA does this, UB will also go here. So both companies have an incentive reduced by 10%. It's literally B. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.